Hi and welcome to the Trade Log. In this video, we're going to talk about how to use the portfolio page. This section is designed to help you track and understand your current holdings that you have in your portfolio. When we come over here to the portfolio page, at the top you guys are going to see a lot of empty charts because there's no data in there. What we have to first do is put in our positions. As I scroll down, this is where we're going to place our current positions. The main information you need is type in the symbol, the term. This is either going to be a daily play or a weekly play, the bias, long or short, the number of shares you got on the trade, and the price you entered that trade. This is the primary information the sheet needs to understand to help you with your trade. The other part is, where is your stop currently? Then you have two sections for exits. This first section where it says half exit, this is used if you take partial profits on a trade. If you're not taking partial profits on a trade, just use the total exit section. Another key point that we need to understand is, where was your stop when you started the trade? And what was your account balance when you entered the trade? This orange box here always shows you what your current account balance is. So when you enter a trade, just copy this number down right here next to it. When the sheet has this information, it can do a ton of work for us. The first is, based on where my stop currently is, it'll show us what our perceived risk is. It can also show us what our current R is on the trade, and the current percent of our account that's in play. The cells change color based on if things are good or bad. Here in this example, we have negative risk, which is nice, and it's red because we'd still have our money at risk. Same here with the R factors. Once all this information is placed in, at the top of the sheet here, as you can see, we've got a lot of charts to kind of help us understand things. The first is, what is our perceived risk of our overall portfolio? This entire pie represents 6% of my account. The blue section shows us what our perceived risk is. Now remember, this entire pie only represents 6% of our account. So if I click on the blue chart here, it'll show you that I have 44% of the 6% I'm allowed at risk currently short the market. The next chart shows us how much money we have in play versus how much is at risk. So the big blue section of this is how much of our money is out working in the market. The little red top here is, of all our money out there working, how much is at risk? The smaller this red, the better. As we scroll over, we have two more charts. This shows us the closing R value. So if we were to get out of the trade right at the close, what would we be looking at? The blue bar represents everything. So you can see in this example, we're currently up 2.5 Rs based on the closing values of our positions. It looks like the majority of that is in long positions, with this smaller section being in shorts. And the final section is allocation. Now this entire pie shows your buying power, and your buying power is your money times 2. So the green section is basically borrowed money or margin. What it then does is starts to show you how much capital you have working in the market. This little blue sliver represents our long positions. So we don't have much money in longs out there right now. The red is shorts, and this yellow section represents the cash we still have available in our account to use in any given position. The key here is to update this on a normal basis, and again, look at your account in a way that you understand how much risk you have. Standard disclaimer here, this is an experimental spreadsheet. Use this at your own risk. Understand, type only where it's yellow. If you type anywhere else, it'll change the calculations and screw up the sheet.